We are continuing with Proverbs 24, verse 19. Do not fret because of evil men, or be envious of the wicked, for the evil man has no future hope, and the lamp of the wicked will be snuffed out. I don't need to be concerned with the successes and the plots that are going on right now with, I don't know, you could choose your villain. I don't have to be concerned about them. God says vengeance is his. He's going to control the fact that I will receive eternal rewards, that if I seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, all these things will be added to me. God's in control of these things. And the plans of the wicked may, at this moment, seem to be working well, seem to be something I wish I had done, but they're not. The underlying reality is they lead to death and they lead to God's wrath. So, therefore, what appears right now to be eat, drink, and be merry is like that man who set up his barn, in his big barn, and he stored it full of stuff to have fun for the future. But there is no future, because what he did went against God's will, God's design, and his soul was taken that very night. So the wicked are in the same trap. And all this greatness that they have stored up, all this greatness that they seem to have achieved, all the joys that they look like they're going to have, into the future, they're all going to be gone. So don't be envious of them. Don't fret about them. Don't worry about them. Focus on Christ and focus on the vocation he's given and do your daily things, and God blesses you. Let's move on to 21. Fear the Lord and the King, my son, and do not join with the rebellious, for those two will send sudden destruction upon them, and who knows what calamities they can bring. Appropriate. So right now in our country, we have two bodies which look like they may eventually clash. The thing to remember as these two bodies get close to clashing is that God set up all authority on earth, and we in the United States have a system which determines who is the rightful authority. That would be the king. And we fear God. In other words, we know that God is the one who set up the authority, so we will respect the rightful king. Right now, the rightful king is one person. Depending on the outcome of some court cases, the rightful king may well be another person in a couple months. And what we will do is we won't rebel against that person. We will support them as the rightful king. We will, as a previous thing, if they're staggering toward destruction, we'll try to warn them off of that destruction. And we won't stagger with them. But we will seek what's best for that king, because he was anointed by God into that position. He did it rightfully under the system. Now you can argue, well, there was deceit or whatever, but as of that time, if a new person or if the old person is sworn in, they are still or will become the rightful authority. So we don't join the rebellious. We join with those who look out for the interest of our ruler. Okay? And God notes, and the Proverbs note here, when you turn and you attack the king destroys you. And he's been given the power to do that by God. So don't mess with him. Okay? We are moving on to 23. In my book, it's entitled Further Sayings of the Wise. So we're still not necessarily back to Psalms of Proverbs. That happens in chapter 25. But here at 24:23, for whatever reason, they decided to set off some further Proverbs. Okay. Let's go to 23. These also are sayings of the wise. To show partiality in judging is not good. Whoever says to the guilty, you are innocent, people will curse him and nations denounce him. But it will go well with those who convict the guilty, and rich blessing will come upon them. A judge is to be disinterested. I made a statement on Facebook a while back that a legislature is to be interested and a judge is to be disinterested. Disinterested doesn't mean uninterested. It means that they are supposed to not have their emotions, their feelings, and their bias intervene when it comes to making a proper judgment. Is this according to the law or is this not according to the law? Are they doing what is just according to the system as it is set, or are they violating the system? And this should apply to us. So when I'm dealing with my kids, I shouldn't be showing partiality because I enjoy one kid more, or I like the fact that, or this one's younger and this one's older. I should judge them according to their actions. I shouldn't show partiality due to skin color, right? I should judge people according to their character, content of their character. That's the famous quote, okay? And when you say the innocent is innocent and the guilty are guilty, eventually, God certainly, and within the context of the justice of humanity not corrupted by sin, humanity says, all right, you did right. Okay? So we'll be richly blessed. Let's go to 26. An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Nice. So just tell the truth. Do it in love, but just tell the truth. It's a good thing. People like it. I like it when I kiss my wife. By the way, if you're not my wife, don't kiss me. I'm not from one of those cultures, certainly not on the lips. But if it's my wife, yeah, that's a good thing. I like it when I kiss my wife. 27. Finish your outdoor work and get your fields ready. After that, build your house. All right, we're going to probably close this video out with this proverb, 27, because I get to tell a story about the LCMS here. The Lutheran Church Missouri Synod came from Saxony, Germany, in part. We won't get into all the details. And the leader of the migration was, why is his name evading me? But anyway, the leader of the migration was a bishop of the church, a pastor. And he said, when they got over here and they bought land, in Missouri, up in Perry County, he said, you must build my house before you plant the fields. That wasn't good. You can get by in a tent if you have food. You can't get by in a house if you don't. And so they didn't plant the fields. And it was terrible. And a lot of people went very hungry and they lost money and all sorts of things happened. And eventually, Stephen Martin, this bishop, was it Martin Stephen? Anyway, he was kicked out for that, and they thought he was philandering, okay? But he didn't have the wisdom shown right here. If he had read his Proverbs, do your farm work first. You got to get in the basic necessities before you worry about the other things. And that's really what it's saying, right? There are certain things which are essential. You do the essentials, and then you can worry about the non-essentials. You do the crop, you plant it, you get it ready, and then you can start worrying about building the house. Okay? You do your job to earn money, and then you can worry about the decorating and the partying. Okay? Do the essentials first. Here in the church, word and sacrament first. And then you can worry about, do I have the really nice choir, or are my paraments pretty? Okay? Essentials, and then the other things will follow. We will stop there.